So you guys, on that note, the next thing we're going to discuss is going to be this. Is a little. It's still in that same realm because we're going to deal with mental health. Let's talk about mental health for a second while you're looking that up. And what I want to talk about is the importance of knowing that you require that happy space, seeking it out, and whether you do it daily or weekly, do you find your happy space? And where is it? Me, I'm big on positive. As you know me, Steve, I'm extremely big on positive energy. All that negative energy, I don't want that around me. And I like to find my own positive energy at times where I got to get away, and whether we're doing what we do here with this podcast, you know what I'm saying, when I'm doing something that I enjoy doing, writing music, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Whatever it is, acting, drama, sitting there joking, debating, whatever it is, those are my different happy spaces. But I know there's times where I even have my lone happy spaces where I just sit back there, I go binge watch a series or something just because it gives me time to decompress and zone out into something I like. And it's 9 times 10 is always gonna be comedy. Right?
Yep.
Right now I'm doing Curb Your Enthusiasm. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Peaky Blinders is what I'm watching right now on
So
Netflix. Yep.
yeah. So my point is, do enough of us understand the importance of making sure that we find our happy space?
No.
As often as we, especially as often as we need it.
No, but I think it's important that finding it,
And when I say finding, I mean identifying what you need or what you do to decompress or get to a space where you can kind of balance out and do your woosah, whatever it is. Find your zen, find a space of whatever you do that makes you feel like, this is where I feel good at.
Yeah, I think I can't say whether or not we do a good or bad job about doing it, because for me personally, yeah, I try and find my spaces, right? But how well am I allowed to, like, I might be able to identify it, but I don't necessarily am I using it as much as I need to, right? For me, it's not one thing. Right?
Me neither.
It's not one thing.
Me neither. I got several.
It's driving, it's watching a movie, it might be watching playing a video game. Usually it's something where it doesn't take
Somebody
a lot.
else?
No, it doesn't take a lot of
Thought?
focus for me to do, right? So playing a video game, watching a movie, or driving, even though driving you want to take a focus, I'm able to just kind of zone out and think about a lot of different things. And
Love the long rides.
Yep, it allows me to decompress.
I love driving
because
versus
my mind
flying
is
at times.
my mind. Driving allows me to just think, right, clearly.
I think
right?
we talked about this before. I tell you, man, sometimes depending on where it's at, I'll fly if I got to. But if I can drive and see those different sceneries and this and let my mind travel, man, I love to drive.
So, and I used to, I learned that in 1920 or whatever it is, but I worked for a medical supply company, and we had to deliver stuff, and I used to have to drive out to Mass, drive out to, all ends of the state and stuff like that. So all I did all day was drive. All it did is help me think. And I realized, like, sometimes when stuff gets stressful or anything like that, I might need to just take a drive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of decompress. Or I might turn on a video game, or I might, watch a movie or something to that effect, right? And just allow myself to decompress. Now, whether or not I'm able to do that, or anyone in general, us as a people in general, find those spaces and those things to do, identifying it and being able to actually do it is I think it's just two different things. So I'm not sure.
But how important is it?
Oh, it's very important. It's very important. I think, like,
and is
like, you take black males, for example, right? Black males, based on the statistics, are, they're
high blood pressure, stress, all that stuff.
And they're more susceptible to going bipolar, right? And not being diagnosed, right? And then what that type of stuff can cause in your life. And stress is one of those things, especially for black males. So yes, it's very important to find those outlets. and understanding that you're stressed, and understanding that you might be depressed, and understanding that these things are actually happening in your life, and being able to recognize it, and being able to, and not being afraid to say, yo, something not right. You know,
so that's key right there too. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought up being afraid, because I think a lot of times these conversations do not happen because people are afraid to reveal that information.
Right.
Whether it's about themselves or just to have those conversations, which are healthy conversations, but people don't want to because that's not me. I ain't this, without understanding that it's healthy. It's mental health. You have to talk about these things here, and we need to socialize them more. They're not socialized enough. That's
Yeah.
why they're not these conversations that people have. They talk about half of the nonsense
you
and
as a
fuckery they
man-
talk about, but they don't want to go this
We
deep and
as-
understand that, mental
as
health is
men get
extremely
together-
important.
We as men get together and we talk about stuff, and then it's like, but that type of stuff we'll never talk about. I
Correct.
can't talk about it to you. I'm not going to
But
talk.
we
about
do this.
Right,
but
but
as a-
I'm just saying
as a
in
whole,
general,
yeah,
like,
correct.
yo, I'm not going to talk to her about my man because I don't want to be seen as soft or anything
Correct.
like that, and I'm not going to be say it to my girl because I don't want her to feel like I'm soft neither. So where do those things? Where does it go? It sits down and it bubbles up and it becomes something else. Might give you an ulcer, might give you health problems, might give you, you know what I'm saying?
Or even deeper than that. Sometimes it's not even about even talking, like you mentioned before, unaware.
no, that's what
These things are happening, and we're not.
releasing.
When we know something is off, and be like, "There's something off with me," we're not really sitting back and trying to figure out, or going and seeing these professionals to find out why am I feeling off.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know necessarily if it's a professional you need to see more than it is you need to recognize that being stressed about something and bottling it up is not the way to handle it.
No, when I was saying
Figuring out what that outlet is.
when I was saying professional, I'm not talking about that it has to be a psychologist or anybody like that. I'm just
No.
saying it can be your own doctor and saying, yo, something's off about me. Because a lot of times that mental is attached to a physical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deterioration, or not even deterioration, because you might not be deteriorating, but you feel your body feels off a lot of times, to the point where, let me go to the doctor. Something doesn't seem right about me. And it could be a mental thing going on here, but your body giving you signs that something's out of balance. And I think a lot of times we don't read those signs to even go to the doctor and be like, yo, man, I've been off. Why? You been
Well,
moody? Yeah, I've been
sometimes-
moody. I've been this, that, and third here. You're stressed. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had that before happen where I went to the doctor and it was something related to this. And she said, that might be due to stress.
Exercise.
And it was a pain. I think I had a knot or some pain somewhere that I thought was completely something else going on.
Yep.
Like, yo, this is weird. And she's like, yeah.
It might
She
be
said,
stress.
actually, that seems like stress.
Yeah, you tighten up.
Yeah. And it seemed like something that was wrong. Like I injured myself. And she was like, no, that seems like that might
That's
be
probably
stress related.
Yeah, sharp pains like that, lack of appetite, a lot of things you can contribute.
Pains in your
Yup,
chest.
you
Like,
can contribute to stress.
Correct.
So